Everyone says that it's essential to develop a personal brand in 2021. And you see a gazillion courses where marketers teach us how to develop our personal brands. But has anyone ever talked about what the concept of a personal brand actually is? Why did this term become so often attributed to YouTube? And do we actually need it? It's been quite interesting for me to dive deeper into this topic. So today we're going to deal with the concept of a personal brand, how it relates to your YouTube channels, how to really develop one, and whether we still need it today. This is Nader from Prodvigate, and here on this channel we talk about how to make considerable progress on YouTube today. So, what is a personal brand? Let's talk about Apple for a while. Today, when you hear someone mention Apple, you don't just think about the fruit, but also an unbelievable brand. You may not even be an Apple user. You may not buy new iPhones and iPads. You may have never used their products at all, but you know them for sure because of their powerful branding. Good branding can evoke a set of opinions and emotions in society about a company. A strong brand is built by the efforts of marketers based on the history of this business and the ability to solve customers' problems. And now, let's look at another example. Perhaps you've heard about the apparel store Lululemon. This is not another fruit reference for sure, but this company has branded themselves as a premier resource for athletic wear. Their yoga pants and accessories have dominated the sportswear industry for women. They have gained immense popularity, and now their logo has become familiar to many people because their clothing is synonymous with fitness and it gives their customers a sense of exclusiveness. People associate themselves with their merch and their slogan, "We live a life we love." Through a combination of psychology, marketing, and advertisement, companies are able to set themselves apart from their competitors and create an image. This same philosophy can be applied to your channel. You can use marketing, psychology, and advertisement to promote yourself and the ideas you want your channel to embody. Now that we figured out what branding is, let's give a clear definition of the concept of a personal brand. It can also be called personal branding or self-marketing. This is the image that people develop when they hear your first and last name. This is a set of unique elements that distinguishes you from other people in the field of activity. A personal brand consists of two main characteristics: reputation and reach. That is how well people talk about you and how many people are keen on your stuff. It seems to have been sorted out, but there is a fine line between the concepts of personal brand and influencer. Let's look at the latter in more detail. Who is an influencer? Let's begin with the obvious thing. Influencers are people whose opinions influence the opinions of the audience. As a rule of thumb, this is usually a creator with a bunch of subscribers who are fans of this creator. And it's very important to them what their idol will say or do. And any of his or her words or actions will affect a lot of people significantly. Being an influencer is more about the social status of a content creator. Personal branding is regarding the business and marketing behind an image. An influencer will always have a strong personal brand and one that defines the image they want the world to, consume. For example, the NFL superstars Tom Brady and Gronk pitch T-Mobile's phone service. We tune in and believe that the service will work better because Brady's personal brand is about winning. He can influence his audience and they become ambassadors for the products they are marketing to us. Their successful personal brands they have built help us believe that they would only switch to a service if it was quality. In general, an influencer is a very charismatic speaker who people look fondly at. He or she has fascinating, unmatched public speaking skills, and they meet the expectations of their audience, inspire trends, and move their industry forward. Must an influencer have a strong personal brand? The answer is yes. Yes, people must know what you represent in order for them to follow you. Can you have a personal brand and not be an influencer? Yes, why not? I'd like to note that being an influencer isn't just about being famous. You must keep in mind that you're responsible for your words and actions because you're the center of attention to a lot of people on the internet. So each and every word that comes out of your mouth should be well thought out. We must remember hundreds of horrible stories about how some star was careless in their statements, and this then led to terrible consequences, from the loss of their status and influence to complete withdrawal from the industry. I hope I explained it clearly, and if you have any questions, write to me in the comments. I'll definitely answer all your questions. So let's move on to the next thing. Who needs a personal brand? Well, to begin with, let's figure out why you need a personal brand in the first place. Well, in a nutshell, the main task of personal branding is to sell a product or service to people. Companies choose YouTubers that are somehow related to their niche product, and it turns out that the audience is automatically already targeted, which means they may be really interested in the product of such a company. Well, we also add to this the fact that the viewers trust their favorite vlogger or YouTuber, which means they trust what they advertise and preach. Brand personalization helps companies in their product to be remembered and stand out among competitors in their niche. Therefore, companies are increasingly starting their own channels, social networks, and even TikToks. They need people to associate their products with a specific trusted person. So even when advertising on TV, we often see celebrities that, are sometimes influencing other people, and we know them and trust them more than some abstract advertising with abstract actors in the frame. Personal branding is a growing trend. Today, viewers don't easily trust corporations, but they are ready to believe those whom they've chosen and watch themselves. Trust in vloggers is growing, and it's important for us as vloggers or YouTubers to build this trust competently. A personal brand will come in handy for beauty salons, any production of any goods from dishes to clothes, and to psychologists, tutors, or fitness trainers, to anyone who sells any services, whether it's knowledge or training. If you add value to others and need to attract customers, you need a personal brand for sure. No matter what your niche is, a strong personal brand on social media can help you get the ball rolling. It'll also help those who do not need advertising now, but plan to change their line of work in the future. For example, if you're a teacher at a school, but you want to retire and devote more time to tutoring, in this case, social networks or YouTube channels with a well-established personal branding will help you do that. Let's not forget TikTok. There are a lot of specialists who talk about their expertise in sales services and goods on TikTok. Almost every one of you YouTubers needs a personal brand because sooner or later you will want to make money off of your content, and as you know, monetization on YouTube shouldn't be the only way to make money, right? The biggest income comes from advertising, and in order for advertisers to come to us, we need to become influencers on social media, and you will need a personal brand that represents your business model. To grow and become an attractive channel for advertisers, you need to have a good channel. These are the things you need to attract and achieve this target. Well, high quality filming, scripting, and editing, clear and logical structure of the video, and decent public speaking skills, friendly audience on the channel, and kindness towards your audience. If you are already on YouTube and have your own channel, then you're already developing a personal brand. If you're aware of this and know for sure that you want it, then you need to understand all the risks and inconveniences that popularity can bring about sometimes. Then just keep developing, and everything will work out for you. The following tactics can help you establish your personal brand. Think about what kind of image you want people to have and what associations should your name evoke. What issues do you want to be an expert on? Build on what you already know and how to do and what you like to do. And remember that it's best to focus on some narrow audience and go from the private to the general. We study the niche and competitors, and this is the only way we can understand who your viewers are and which people attract them. Just write out all the topics from the niche and formulate a portrait of your viewer. What they like, what hobbies they have, what kind of character, age, and which gender prevails. And all this can be understood from the analytics of your audience, as well as from the comments on other channels. Create a portrait of the ideal YouTuber for your viewer. Again, what character traits they have, what they look like, how they dress in the frame, how they speak, what are their characteristics or gestures. You can do all this based on the analytics of your competitors. Analyze what qualities you already have and what skills you still need to improve upon. And another important point, don't start promoting your brand until you have precisely formulated your image and task. Such simple actions will let you understand what the audience expects from you, what you are capable of, and what you want in general, and whether you can handle it or not. You can always adjust the development of your channel, and you can always change the course a little bit, but the main route should be laid out only in the beginning. If you have a company, then it'll also be better for you to immediately develop a personal brand alongside your company branding. And if you're not sure yet whether you want to make a brand out of your name or not, then let me help you a little bit and tell you what the pros and cons are for this. Let's start with the cons. A personal brand entails some kind of popularity, and that means you're likely to face some criticism and negativity sooner or later. Yes, even positive attention can be tiring, and you need to be prepared for that. If you produce some kind of product or service and want to sell it as a personal brand, then you should make sure that it's in demand first. Otherwise, the development of a personal brand will spend a lot of your time and resources. But it'll not help to sell anything, and if the product or service is also of poor quality, then they can ruin your reputation. In order to build a personal brand competently and for it to start working for you, you need to understand marketing, promotion, and even style, and create high-quality content on all fronts. Videos, photos, texts, content, appearance, even your behavior. Don't forget that you're now the focus of people's attention. As for the cons, creating a personal brand can be exhausting, and you will technically always have to be on when in the public arena. And you should always have a really big wallet to spend on a lot of things, from equipment to advertising to everything that's gonna work along the process. And it can also backfire, as with anything, if the public turns on you, and then all your hard work may be flushed down the toilet. In today's hypersensitive world, you must walk a straight line and not be too controversial, or your brand may suffer. Despite the cons, if you create a successful brand, you will have the support of your audience on almost any idea. You can now draw your own conclusions on if personal branding is for you or not, because the development of a personal brand is a lot of work, investment, and responsibility. For people who produce goods and services, a personal brand is almost a necessity in order to sell what you are creating, as well as to promote your business. But for ordinary people, it's not essential to be the center of attention, and you can keep your vlog just for yourself and, just for fun, and just share your ideas with your small community. But as soon as you ask yourself how to make, money on YouTube, then you better get ready to create your personal brand, and it'll be a necessity in this case. Thank you so much. I hope this was useful to you. Make sure to smash this like button and activate the bell so you don't miss out on our future content. Thank you so much, and see you next time.